Well, today we're talking about something that should be a no-brainer in a free and fair country, and that topic's identification. You see, if you're a law-abiding American citizen, you probably have been asked to prove who you are time and time again. Want to fly on a plane? You got to show your real ID. You want to drive? Buy a gun? Open a bank account? Apply for a job? Heck, even buy a beer. You better have your papers in order. But somehow, some way, when it comes to voting, the most sacred part of our democracy, we're told that requiring ID is oppressive. Oh, we're told it's unnecessary. We're told it isn't unfair. Good God, we've even been told that it's racist. Meanwhile, across the country, there are people living here illegally who are being given driver's license, who are getting access to benefits, and in some places, they're even voting in our elections. So the question of today is, why is it that citizens are held to a higher standard than those who don't even legally belong here? Folks, this isn't about race, it's not about hate, and it's not even about fear. This is about fairness, identity, security, and truth. Hope you'll enjoy the show. Hang on for the ride.
Recorded live right here in Little Rock, Arkansas. It's time again for Larry's Rant, Raves, and Reviews. And now, back to Larry.
You know, Randy, when it comes to the Real ID Act, it was put in place for a broader identification and citizenship policies and all that good stuff.
Right. Uh-huh.
You know, and I can't really say that I'm really against the Real ID. But what I am against is the fact that we, the people, are held to higher standards and requirements than non-citizens.
Of course, that's the way it's always been.
You know, well,
that's American way.
It is now. I got to tell you, I totally agree. You know, our politicians make laws, and then they have the audacity to exempt themselves from those very laws.
Well, they just want to change them a little bit to make it fit for their purpose.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I think it sucks, but then again, I'm just one of those we the people that's just a little peon that, we don't know what we want to do.
Just don't try going flying on a plane without it.
Well, you flew back in July the 4th. You took a trip to California, right?
Don't remind me.
Talk to me.
Larry. You would not believe. Went to California to go to my uncle's 100th birthday.
Yeah, 100 years old.
Yeah, we're going to have him on the show here pretty soon. But he's a Vietnam, not a Vietnam, but a World War II vet, 100-year-old.
Yeah.
But anyways, was going to go get on the plane and said, hey, wait a second. I got this Real ID I got to get. And it was 14 days before the plane took off.
Uh-oh.
And so I'm running around what I got to get, calling them. They said, you got to have this, your passport, your birth certificate, your this and that. Well, I said, wait a second, my birth certificate? I said, I hadn't had a birth certificate since when I applied for it in the 7th grade, and I got the little certificate. I never have used it.
Your birth certificate?
Yes, you have to have that now.
Okay.
And so I said, well, I don't have it. And they said, you got to have it. You got to show that you were born here in the United States.
Okay.
I said, I got my passport that says who I am.
Yeah.
That wasn't good enough. I got my driver's license. I got bills. It says all my addresses. That
Right.
wasn't good. You got to have the birth certificate. And I said, oh, my gosh. How long does it take to get? And they said, about 2 weeks. I'm leaving. So I call them and all this stuff. Of course, all you get is, you have to wait an hour, and then you finally get to the point to where you can talk to somebody. So I finally got it ordered. They said it'll be about 2 weeks, and you'll get it. So, and my brother was in the same boat. Well, he waited a whole week. You know what he did? He went down there and got it the same day. They didn't say you can come down here and get it the same day.
The birth certificate?
Yes, he went
Okay.
down there to the Social Security or wherever it was and got it. He got his the same day.
Right.
But they didn't mind telling me that. They said, no, you got to tell us on the phone, fill it out on the computer. That's the fastest way. I did that. So here I am sitting here waiting. Finally, I got it the day before we go.
You're right.
So I'll take all this stuff down there to the Department of Driving.
Yeah.
And
DMV,
motor vehicles. Took all this down there, gave it all to them. I said, I'm here to get my real ID. I want to make sure I'm a real ID United States citizenship because I got to go on a plane. And they said, okay, great. Well, here's your, let me see your license and we'll get it all updated. I gave my license and they said, you already got it. You already got it.
You had it and didn't know
and
it,
I said, what in the world? I said, how did I get it without my birth certificate? I haven't had it since the 7th grade. And they looked at it. Well, you went last year. You got this renewed. And I said, well, how did I get it if you can't have it? And they said, oh, well, I guess a year ago they didn't require it. I said, well, I know I had my passport. And anyways, now I've got it. I've got the little, all it is a star.
Wow.
I mean, it looks like, my grandson comes home from school and has a star.
Yeah.
And it's stuck
Yeah.
on the driver's license. You got the star. I could have put that on there.
Wow.
Now, I don't know if it would have got stopped at TSA when they did take my picture and scanned it and all that. They may have kicked out. But
did they put the new license underneath a scanner of
yeah,
some
they
kind?
did. They took the back. They took a picture of the back, and they took a picture of my face. I guess
Okay.
they want, so they had their stuff stepped up a little bit at the airport.
Right.
But the thing is now I'm so glad that they have got it all locked down that you've got to be a real ID person to go get on the airplane.
Really?
Yeah, you got to have it, man. You got to have your real ID before. I mean,
okay,
that's
now,
it. That's it.
Okay.
If you get on an airplane, you better have your real ID.
Okay, now
Larry.
I'm going to argue with you on that. Is that okay?
Okay.
The picture that I brought with us.
Yeah,
put that up on the screen.
Put that up. Hold on a second.
Yeah, put that up on the screen.
This guy right here.
Okay. That one right there. Show that to our people. Those of you that are just on podcast, what you've got is it's a bright red picture. It says real ID.
There it is.
Okay. Now, Randy, I kind of surprised you with this.
I know you did. You do that all, don't you?
I know. This is a photo from one of my customers at the restaurant, okay? She come in and she said, hey, I got something here. I follow you on your show, and I got something I want to show you I think you're interested in. I said, what's that? She said, we had to take a flight. It was her and her husband. This is a card that she was handed. It's about 6 inches wide and about 8 inches long. Says real ID. The ID you presented is not real ID compliant.
Okay.
Okay. And she said that they gave her that and she had to walk around holding it in front of her chest. Okay. Like
Where?
this.
At
in
the
airport. She had to walk around while she was in the airport. They said, you have to hold this in front of you in the airport. She was in the Dallas airport.
Okay.
And that was her connecting place. Okay. Live here in Little Rock. She connected through Dallas and then flew to someplace else. She had to carry this. And then when she walked on the plane, she had to show this.
Huh.
You see, according to the law, okay, and I'm looking at this, according to the law, you can get on the plane. You can fly without the real ID. However, they're going to pull you to the side and separate you into a different screening area, and they're going to do all kinds of whatever to you, ask you all kinds of questions, okay? Maybe a strip search or something. I don't know. It might be worth getting on a plane just for that,
Yeah, really.
So She
Yeah, one of those in a
literally,
while.
she literally had to walk through the airport and go on the plane showing this thing
Wow.
because she didn't have the real ID. And according to what my research is on the law, you don't have to have it to fly, but they're going to put you through additional screening in order to do it.
Wow.
You see, back in May 7th, when this thing went into effect, 81% of the U.S. travelers were real ID compliant.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
So that was according to Christy Nome. And see, they launched this originally back in 2008. All right? They launched it in 2008, and they had repeated delays. A lot of it was through federal funding and implementation of cost and the Privacy Act. And then you had the Pelosi plague, that the scamdemic that they pulled on us. They had all of that. And so they kept delaying it until May 7th.
Yeah.
So see, you can fly, but you have to walk around. So in other words, remember biblical days where people, the leprosy?
Yeah.
Unclean.
Unclean.
There you go.
Wasn't that in COVID?
Yeah, that's true.
I wanted to do that when I didn't wear the mask.
Yeah.
Unclean. Why don't we just do that?
So,
you
well,
don't have to wear the mask. Just yell unclean. You'll be okay.
I've got a gas mask from World War II that I bought for $10.
Yeah.
And if they ever pull that crap again, I'm wearing that sucker.
Well, when they reopened the churches and they said you can come if you wear a mask. Well, I literally had. I used to paint cars.
Oh, okay.
So I had one of these masks, had these big,
these
big two things on. It's a painter's mask.
Did you wear that to church?
To church.
Did Donna go with you?
Well, I was like running sound or lights or something.
Oh,
So I was
okay.
back there. I looked like a robot back
There you go. I like it. But you could have went to the liquor store and not had to worry about that because they only closed down the churches.
Right.
They left the mosques and the liquor stores open. Not that I'm a bitter man.
No,
Not at all.
No, of
Yeah.
course not.
So
Go ahead. I didn't mean to get off on that.
No, I think that what we're really talking about is the double standards, or we could say it the unequal burdens that we, the people, us Americans, have to comply with, but yet everybody else gets to be okay. So it's really...
You're not used to it yet?
Well, no, I don't think I will.
I am.
I'm 65.
I see it happen all the time.
August the 15th here.
You got to get used to it.
August 15th, I turned 66.
That's what makes this show go.
I know I'm just an old fart, but I'm telling you, I just can't get used to it quite yet. That's why I'm going to stay on the air, and I'm going to, as the old saying goes, bitch and moan about all of it
Exactly.
until my dying day.
Let's do it. I know it. That's all we can do.
Well,
I mean, not unless we, call that White House phone again and pick it up and talk to him.
He's
we
trying.
got the hotline over there.
He's trying. It's the tale of two Americans. It's we, the people, must do what the illegals get by with, and our politicians lord that over our head with such power. Isn't it funny that the communist Democrats wants ICE agents to present ID to ensure that they're actually agents? And they want their mask taken off.
Right.
But yet, we don't want voter ID because it's unfair.
Now you're meddling in the Democratic rule of life.
Yes. Yes.
You're meddling now.
Yes.
You're stamping. You're treading on waters that need to be treaded on, but they usually don't get treaded on. Larry.
Why? How can you explain it to me? Because I'm very simple minded. But can you explain to me this voter ID thing being racist? Do you have that amount of knowledge to do
not
it?
Racist.
No?
No. It's just it would be against us, though.
Yeah. So Carol goes to get her license renewed, okay, and she comes back with the Department of Finance and Administration, and it's got this highlighted stuff. You've got to bring one of the following: a passport, birth certificate, then proof of identity, a current driver's license or ID, and it has a whole list of crap that you've got. You've got to bring your Social Security card. You know, you didn't have a birth certificate. I don't know why. I've got my birth certificate.
Yeah.
My Social Security card, I probably lost at age 25.
Yeah.
Okay. Haven't had one. Don't need it. I've got my number memorized.
Yeah.
I had to call and get one. Actually, I went online to Social Security and asked for one, so they mailed it to me, so I had to get it.
I guess I was mistaken when I said birth certificate. I really need to be Social Security.
Okay,
That's
okay.
what I didn't have in the seventh grade.
Okay.
I didn't apply for a birth certificate in the seventh grade. You were looking at me like, I saw you looking at me, Larry. But, hey, whatever. I wanted to give everybody something to laugh about.
Randy,
Randy don't know what the heck he's talking about.
Well, and the fact is, I knew your parents, and I knew that your mama was going to keep up with your birth certificate.
Yeah,
so
I did have that.
I kind of thought that it was your Social Security card, but I didn't want to correct you.
You should have. Thank you, Larry.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
Then you've got to bring a utility bill, current lease, bank statement, telephone, current health or automobile, homeowner's insurance, federal ID, tax return that's less than 1 year old, voter registration.
I had all that.
A whole list of all this crap that you had to take.
I had Shelley put it all together in a folder, and I brought the whole folder down there.
So we, the people, have to do all of this in order to get a driver's license with a dang star on it. So we can get on an airplane, or we have to walk around screaming unclean, unclean with one of these in front of us.
That's right.
Does this make sense to anyone? I mean, if it does, more power to you. But, I just think that it's just asinine to ask we the people to do all of this.
Well, the point is the whole thing. I think what you're trying to make is we have to do all this, but for voter ID, it's like, oh, come on in, and vote.
Right.
I mean, why don't we have it? Why don't we scrutinize that a little bit more?
The real ID is marked by a star in the upper right-hand corner. You have to have it for airport security, for boarding a commercial flight, or access to federal facilities, or, I love this one, entering a nuclear power plant.
Oh, okay. I haven't been to one of those in a while.
They felt that was necessary. And if you don't have it, they're going to treat you like you've got leprosy and make you run around with one of these red cards like they did my client. And I told her I'd give her a shout out. I said, let me take a picture of that. She goes, well, they gave it to me and I actually kept it so I could bring it and show it to you because I just had a feeling that might make one of your podcasts.
Wow. Yeah.
That really makes you feel secure. Doesn't that star in your driver's license make you feel real secure?
I can't wait until I use it again.
Has TSA ever caught anybody doing anything?
No, I heard that you don't even have to now take off your shoes.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
You heard that?
Yeah.
That's a plus.
Yeah.
So
I'm not ashamed of my feet.
No.
All feet are ugly. I don't have a foot fetish of any kind.
Right.
they're all ugly. I don't care what anyone says. But you got the star. It makes you have a warm, fuzzy feeling.
Yeah, and I got to California.
God bless America. I don't have mine, but then again, I don't intend to fly. I think I have flown everywhere.
In case you go into a federal building or the nuclear power plant.
You know, Randy, I'm going to quote.
You're not going to go in the federal building anytime?
I'm going to quote my Aunt Vera.
Do you have to have one of those to go to jail?
Probably not. I'm going to quote my Aunt Vera to close this show.
No,
okay?
we're not going to close it now. Listen.
Oh.
I got something to bring up. You threw one on me. I'm going to throw one on you. We need to do a review.
Okay.
We went to a Mexican food place in Conway the other night. Been there twice, and we did not do a video like we said we'd do. But what was the name of it? Do you remember?
Lost 3?
Lost 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lost 3. Let me tell you, it's Greenbrier exit. Instead of going right to Greenbrier, just go under the interstate. And it's right there.
Very good.
Very good restaurant.
We liked it so well, we went back the next week.
Went back, yeah.
And I tried 2 different dishes, and I loved both
too.
of them.
I did too.
I really did.
Those were good. The drinks were good. Everything was good. So next time we go, let's we'll see if we can do a video.
We'll and do
get
a little
the manager
review.
a little review on them because we
right.
haven't done that.
Okay.
And we can do that.
Okay. We'll do it. Look forward to it. So I got to quote my Aunt Vera. You said, hey, I said, I don't have one. And you said, well, you know, I got to tell you, I think I have flown everywhere that I wanted to. I don't know that I want to get locked onto a plane. They raped me of my Second Amendment rights, and you've got all kinds of crazy on those planes. I watched some of these videos of people getting on there fussing and fighting, and all the Karens are screaming and are ranting and are raving.
Yeah.
People think I get on here and rant and rave. Dear God, listen, look at some of those videos.
Larry, hey, listen. This just came off the hotline news wire here.
Okay.
I mean, this is right off. This just came 15 seconds ago. I looked down, and it says,
I'm scared.
You probably heard about this.
I'm scared.
The Texas House approves arrest warrants for the rogue Democrats who fled.
Yeah.
They fled.
Yeah.
Fled to Chicago, so to get out of voting.
Yeah, for the redistricting.
Yeah, they just.
Yeah.
You know, that happened. Didn't that happen here in Arkansas a couple of years ago? They left and got arrested or something for that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. So, but anyways, that's going to be something to follow.
I think what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to take our Wednesday show. We're going to take this podcast, and Randy and I are going to take about 4 or 5 hot topics, and we're just going to get on here. And we're going to talk about each one of them, just boom, boom, boom. We'll have 5, maybe 6 lined up, about a 20-minute show.
Cool.
We'll get on here, and we'll say our opinions for them, you know, and we'll just do some hot topics for the next few shows and see how that kind of goes.
Well, also, too, we want the viewers to send in what they would like to see.
Yeah.
You know, give us some response.
Yeah.
You know, we're just doing this to do it.
Yeah.
We want to build our viewership and all that. So write in and like and subscribe and share and all that stuff. That helps us out.
Yeah, exactly.
And but write into the email and tell us what you'd like to see us or what else would you like to see.
Leave a comment and all that good stuff. Leave a comment and tell us what you'd like on your to see a show on. You know, it's just like this one. This girl that follows us, her and her husband, they've been following us for probably, I don't know, the last 3 or 4 weeks or so on the show. They just found us, and they're a customer. They're at Bobby's at our restaurant.
Right.
And so they started following us, and she said, hey, I had to do this in the airport, and I just knew that you would want to see it.
Sure.
So... Well, I'm not going to quote my Aunt Vera because you interrupted me 3 different times.
Oh,
no, that's okay. No.
Hey,
it's a cliffhanger.
That's fine.
You'll
Let's
have
do
to
it next week.
I might, because it's a good one. I will quote my Aunt Vera some other show when it's really appropriate because I've kind of lost my steam today.
Good.
So, folks, come back and see us. Hey, be sure, in all seriousness, hit the share button, share it to your friends, your family, let them know who and what we're doing here, and help us to grow this channel, okay? So we will see you next week.